When I think about Black history, I think about a quote. And in this quote, it says that a man without knowledge of his history or past origin is like a tree without roots. And so when we talk about Black history, it's important for us to make sure that we create activities that help kids build awareness of Black history, awareness of African Americans that have come before them. And so it is good because it gives them a chance to feel connected. And if we are exposing kids in the right way to African American history and Black history, then what they'll realize is that they have overcomers in their history, in their heritage, that they have folks who have exhibited quite a bit of pride and persistence in the face of adversity. And the hope would be that as they engage in these Black history activities, that they become affirmed in who they are so that they can then go and be great. And that's what we want them to do. I was raised in Jasper, Texas. People have heard about Jasper, but it was not that place. The Jasper that I know was just a loving community. We had strong support, a great school system. What I do remember is that we did have a divided system. We had a situation where in school we were all connected. We had a great time, but outside of school, we had different activities for different groups of students. And the older I get, the more I begin to recognize it. What I realized and what my friends realized is that, really we have a lot more in common than we have that are different. The community has a history of discrimination, but there were people that loved each other. And I was appreciative of that, both white and Black. I really didn't realize that what we had was any different than what anyone else had, because my mom and all my family and our community, the community circled around and made sure that we received everything that we needed. But just basic stuff like their baseball park and all that was well kept. It was lights and nice fence and nice bleachers and all that. Ours was not, but we still enjoyed going there. But it was just, we had wooden bleachers with splinters, and if it rains, you got to cancel. Your field is messed up. If you grow up with all those signals, then you either become angry, you internalize it as I'm inferior, I'm not as valuable, or you decide that, hey, I want to get in a position to do something about it. NABSE stands for the National Alliance of Black School Educators, and I'm just excited to be the president of the National Alliance of Black School Educators. How I got connected to NABSE was through TABSE, and at that time I was my second year teaching, and I had this I think she was an assistant principal at the time, or she may have been a department chair, and she was Miss Isabel, and she was telling me, hey, all right, we got this conference coming up, y'all to go. For me, that it was the first time that I went to a conference and I saw people that looked like me that were Dr. Wilson and Dr. this and Dr. that, and they were in key positions in the school district. I mean, they were like assistant superintendents, and they were on a podium giving speeches, and they were deputy superintendents, and one was like an associate commissioner, and these were positive African Americans that were educators that were really impressive to me. And I'm like, wow. I was able to work with a different level of intentionality, for lack of a better word, because I knew, hey, there's an opportunity to change some of these things, because I saw people that are doing it. When I think about Black history before at Baylor, when I thought about Black history, I remember the picture in the book of a slave being hung. I can still see it to this day, because that's what we talked about in Black history, was slavery, right? During Black History Month. Now, what we want kids to remember is we want them to know who Paul Robeson is, and Lawrence Dunbar, and all these other folks who were intellects, and Marcus Garvey, and all these people who talked about being proud of who you are, not hating someone else, but being proud of who you are. That's why I believe Black history is so important. It gives us a chance to affirm the inherent dignity and worth of all of our students, and especially those students that are not oftentimes highlighted.